Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of
Woohoo!
Why Now. With races canceled, group training on hold, post-workout brunches on the back burner, why are you still running? Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Eric.
Oh, what a fun-filled week it has been.
There's a lot going on in the world, and it's nice to kind of take a breather together and chat about some inspiring things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Who do we have?
well, I was going to say, who do we have? We have Esther Hagerman.
Yay! Hi,
Yay for
Esther.
Esther.
It's really fun for me because I know that you know a lot of these folks that we've profiled personally through your race directing, and you've come to know them well. It's kind of fun for me to introduce them and get to play to their story and have you really showcase the personal side of them. It's fun.
Yeah, and she's a funny girl too.
Oh, great. Funny girl too, as in who else is funny?
Yeah. Well, you're funny.
We think we're funny.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just going to keep believing that. And we're going to play that way.
Let's do it. Okay, so let's chat about Esther.
All righty.
So it was really fun to read her story and to hear her as that forever runner. So, it's kind of the first thing she sort of admits to is that she's been a runner forever. She was really into it in elementary school, had some success, enjoyed it in high school, but didn't sort of segue into that post-secondary competitive zone. And she talked about kind of forgetting her why and how running had been this really beautiful thing throughout her whole childhood, and that she lost that why and what that felt like for her and what it was to get sort of back to that safe zone for her running. And so it's neat to see. Are those a couple of her trophies that she sent to you?
These are those
from cross country,
high school.
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm kind of looking at the dates, but I'm going to play it safe. Those she got not that long ago. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So she got when she was 5. How do I play this one safely?
You're good. We know her when cross country is a big thing. Yeah. So, so let's flip to the next one and showcase some of the next elements of her story. And so, so when she sort of was in that rut and that forgotten why aspect, she did discover trail running. And she lost her why after into the post-secondary time, but she did run on and off for 20 years. She was still sort of in and out of it. One of the things I loved
it seems to be like a lot of people though.
Yeah, for sure. That is a common story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you kind of go into it, through high school or junior or whatever it is. And then, life, you discover beer and guys and girls and social life and work and kids and blah, blah, blah. And so I find that a lot of people lose it throughout their 20s, and then you kind of start discovering it again.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things I love that she said was that throughout that on and off running period, she always quit every winter. And we know that also that's kind of a common theme, right? You get this spring, summer mojo, fall is lovely, and then you're like, hang it all up and see you in the spring. And so 4 years ago, she discovered trail running, and it really it harkened her back to her cross country days. It brought that fire back, and so she talked about sort of having this spark ignited because she went to Terracotta and she was covered in mud, and she said it was like a carnival. People are throwing shoes and calling out numbers, and everybody, it was like a party, and sort of that spark came, which then sort of brought this fire back to her, and she remembered her why. And she talked about developing connection and friendship through it. And another thing that she said that I really loved was that when her running became consistent again, when she was sort of back in the game and she'd found that why again, she liked herself more. Mm-hmm. And that really stood out. And I think you can relate to that and understand that idea.
Oh yeah, I think, if we, and I'm going to probably say that most of us are a happier person when we're out there running or whatever activity it happens to be, cycling, swimming, whatever, running is the focus here.
Mm.
So, I mean, you know, typically when we get back out and able to do our own sport, it makes a huge difference mentally. I mean, I know a lot of people who, you know, as soon as they get injured, I mean, you know, as soon as you get injured, I mean, everybody gets, you know, cranky,
Right. Yeah.
and you really just, you know, you don't want to be, you don't even want to be around yourself.
Mm.
And, you know, I don't know too many other people who want to be around somebody who's cranky and miserable. So, you know, and
Right.
I've been there. I mean, I'm sure you have. We've all been there. It's in some form. So it's, yeah, it's huge. You know, if you can find that consistency and that love again and get back out and doing it, it's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that, and as a coach, I'm sure you see this as people, you know, become consistent in their training. They become committed to it. They see themselves as being able to do things that they never imagined they could before. There's a confidence that carries into other aspects of your life. Like
Yep.
I'm a more confident teacher when my running's going well, or when I'm just committed, not necessarily going well, but when I'm in it, because I feel that confidence and it translates into other parts of my life.
Yeah. No, and actually, I had this conversation literally 2 hours ago with an athlete who's former Ironman, getting back into, you know, had a bit of a hiatus and now getting back into it. And, you know, I look at the notes and it's consistently, it's like, oh my God, I'm starting to feel like myself again. This is amazing. I've got so much energy. You know, I don't think people really want to be around me with this much energy, but, you know, I'm
Yeah.
feeling way better. And so, I
Right.
mean, mentally and physically, it's massive.
Yeah. So getting back to Esther, one of the things
But,
that's really neat is that no,
sorry,
I like that. You. Back to Esther. So I think we've got some keywords on the next flip slide because one of the coolest things for Esther was that she qualified for Boston. So she had really high hopes for 2020. She had big dreams. She was ready to push the limits. She was ready to go all out. And then everything changed. So she had qualified for Boston. She had planned to run it this year. That didn't happen. We saw Boston get postponed and then eventually canceled.
yeah.
And so that is not going to happen in 2020. And it was a big deal for her to have gone through such efforts to get to that place, but then to have that dream taken away. However, because Esther really embodies that why now, what's really exciting is that she did her own Boston. So I think it might be on the next slide. Maybe we'll just have a peek if I wrote.
There we go.
Yes. So there it is.
Yeah.
So
I remember following her when because she posted it up on Facebook and I was following her as, you know, how she was kind of getting up to the day and then the day of and then post, yeah.
that's fantastic because she talked about how running is her touchstone. It's her safe haven. She doesn't need a race. She doesn't need necessarily even a goal anymore. It's more about her just committing to that daily experience and how much it embodies who she is and makes and provides that positive vibe of her life. And so she decided she was going to do her own Boston, and this medal her daughter made for her. So she was great. She talked, you know, no timing mats, no aid stations, nothing. You know, she just did it in her neighborhood, I believe. And her daughter had this for her, which is so special. And I can imagine that Esther, who we know and you know, spends a lot of time on the podium in different events. And she is a very accomplished runner, and she's probably got a whole host of medals. I'd be willing to wager that this one might mean the most to her. So.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And one of the other things that she said that stood out in her story was, and I love this, I want to use this, I'm going to steal it from you, Esther, was she used the term next normal. So, you know, we've been having this conversation, right, throughout for everybody about, you know, back to normal, or when things get back to normal, or a lot of folks saying, I hope we don't go back to normal. I hope there's even the words new normal. But I loved next normal. You know, it also sort of honors the fact that there could be other you know, this is the way society goes. There's going to be a next normal, and there's going to be another one after that. And, you know, God willing, our world just continues to evolve. But I loved that she said next normal. That was cool.
Well, it is. I mean, it's very, you know, as you say, it's very evolving, and it's just kind of like, you know, it's almost like racing. I mean, it's or training. I mean, there's, you know, your current normal would be X pace or heart rate or whatever it is. You know, your next normal could be a PR or it could, you know, go the other way, whatever it is. So I mean, yeah, it's always evolving, either that way or that way.
Yeah, definitely. And I think yeah, so I love that she said trail running makes life better. I think that's such a great quote.
So
Um, One thing I wanted to mention too that she said was that she anticipates that when we do return to racing, when community opens back up again, she anticipates it being a lot more diverse and a lot wider, because she's seeing a lot of newbies joining into the
yeah,
sport as a means to take care of their physical body, their mental body during this time. And we know this. There's a lot of new runners, new trail runners, new cyclists, new swimmer. Probably maybe not new swimmers yet, but once the lake is not so
soon,
cold, maybe.
soon.
Yeah. But we're seeing people joining in, and I
Yeah.
love that Esther's like, I'm ready. I can't wait to embrace you in the arms of community when you come. And for her to say that our community is going to be more diverse after this, it's such a hopeful, beautiful vision. So yeah.
And does anybody recognize the person in second from the right?
Yeah, there she is.
There you go.
We'll have to get the other two in then too, and then it'll be everybody. Yay, Jen.
So
That's
yeah,
great.
no, that was Kelso last year. That was
Look at it.
an opener.
Oh
It was
man.
that was a bit of a yucky day.
It was a yucky day, but it was fun. It
It
was
was a
still
ton of
really
fun.
fun. Yeah, I took a big scoop of mud and spread it on my cheeks because I didn't think I got muddy enough.
We should have done terracotta a few years ago.
Oh, I was there the one where we ran through the mud, like
Yeah,
yeah, that was pretty fun. So,
that was fun.
yeah, maybe Esther and I were at the same one when she fell in love with the mud too. So
It's possible.
yeah. Any last comments about Esther that you think would be helpful for our viewers, just to know that about her spirit, or what you admire about her?
I mean, I love the fact that she keeps going,
Mm,
and the fact that she's kind of found her why again, and it's she's gonna, and I think once she's found it, I think she's now gonna kind of hold on to it. It's a little more ingrained, so
mm,
it's like, okay, it's there, and I've realized that I don't need a podium, I don't need this, I don't need that. I just need to get my butt out the door and enjoy it.
yeah,
So I think
definitely.
it's really, it sounds simple, but it's sometimes not that simple.
Yeah,
We were talking just before we kind of started doing this. It's kind of going like, I really need to, but I've got all this other crap going on, and
mhm,
so it's even if you can kind of get yourself at that. A lot of people say the hardest step is kind of going through that front door
right, for
and
sure.
getting outside, because it's true. I mean, it's rare. I think I've probably come back from a run once where I was feeling worse
Mm,
after the run than going into the run.
yeah,
So, I mean, typically you're going to feel a lot better, and sometimes you just adjust your goals for that particular run.
yeah,
Maybe that run turns into a walk instead, and you just appreciate the outdoors, the
right,
sunshine, the rain,
absolutely.
whatever it happens it's going to be. So, yeah,
Yeah, and especially, I've had numerous colleagues say to me, "Oh, I'm so happy I saved my run for after my Zoom call." Like, because it's hard, right? We're in these,
yeah,
these virtual environments so much, um, and we need that release, we need that shift, we need that change to really kind of give ourselves back to ourselves after this draining kind of online experience. So I can see why people are using it a lot right now.
I know that's why I'm going to go for my run after this.
Am I draining you?
Never. So,
Folk, don't
no,
listen to him. No.
no, I'm all good.
Do we have any more pictures, or are
That
we?
is it for
That's it.
Esther.
All
Yeah.
right. Yay. Such a great story. She's
Hmm.
inspiring.
Yeah. No. So fun.
Great.
So,
Okay. Well,
so,
we have lots more entries, so it'll
oh yeah,
be every Wednesday. Folks will get a chance to see a video from us and hear a story. But please, please reach out, send your story. We want to hear from you. We want to see your pictures. We want to know your why now, and we want to feature you in our community. So reach out.
exactly. And feel free to share this as well.
Yes, please do.
So,
All right.
all righty.
Okay,
It was a
Eric.
pleasure.
Have a fun run.
I'm going to.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.